Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to simplify one of the most important Linux tools you'll ever use, the Systemctl command. Most beginners feel overwhelmed because it feels like it controls everything on your server. But the truth is, once you understand a few basic commands, it becomes simple. If you want to follow along, there's a link to try the node for free in the video description. Now let's walk through it step by step right in the terminal. So what does Systemctl actually do? In very simple terms, Systemctl controls services on your system. In Linux, almost everything that runs in the background is a service. Web servers, SSH, firewalls, monitoring tools, they're all services. And Systemctl lets you check them, start them, stop them, and see their statuses. For example, you can do Systemctl status SSH. And you can see whether the service is active and how long it's been running and any recent errors. And this tells me that SSH is active and running. It's been up for about 2 minutes and it's currently disabled. So if I had somebody that said they couldn't SSH into this server, the first thing I would do is I would go and check if SSH was active on the machine or not. And I'm going to very quickly install a simple web server so I can show you how to start and stop a service. So right now this tells me that Apache 2 is running. But let's say that I needed to stop it for some reason. So first, let me go to the web browser and prove that it's actually running. And here in my web browser, I see the default Apache page, so I know in fact it is running. So let me go back to my browser and I'll stop it real quick. And I'll do systemctl stop Apache 2 service, and I can use tab to autocomplete. And instantly I met with this warning saying that authentication is required to stop. To do in a Systemctl stop or start command, you need to use sudo in front of it. So I'm going to hit Control C to cancel out of this command. And so now I'm going to do sudo in front of my stop command and hit enter. And I'm going to check the status again. And if I look at the status, it shows as inactive or dead. That means that it has stopped. And I can go to the browser to confirm it. And if I reload the page, I'm going to get an unable to connect message in this particular browser, and that's because the web service itself has stopped on my server. But the good news is you can start it again. So if I go back to my terminal, and let me clear the screen so you can see better. I'm going to do sudo systemctl start Apache 2. Hit enter, and I'll go back up and check the status of it again, and the status says that it is running. So if I go back to my browser and refresh the page again, I again see the default Apache 2 web page. And the systemctl status command is also a good place to first check if anybody reports a problem with a service on your server. For example, if there was a problem with the web page, I would come here first. And even if it showed it was active, I would look here to see if there was any recent errors in the log from the service itself that was running. Now I covered this very briefly earlier, but Systemctl is also a very clean way to stop any service that's not needed on your server. Simply run sudo systemctl stop Apache 2. Hit enter, and I'll go to the status to confirm that it's inactive and dead. And again, like last time, if we go to the web browser, refresh the page, we'll get an error message because the service is stopped. And a good use case of this would be if you're about to run an update on your web server, you may want to stop the web server itself before you run the update. That way, next time you start it, any updates will be automatically applied. This is a command you're going to use pretty consistently as a system admin, the systemctl restart command. So you do sudo systemctl restart, and then the service name. I'm going to do Apache 2 since it's stopped. So now if I go check my status, we're going to see that it's running, and it's running because we did the restart command. If I go back to my web browser, refresh the page, I now get the default Apache 2 page because the web server is now running. Now you can use the restart command on a service that's currently running as well if you needed to. Let's say I just edited my SSH config file and I want to apply the most recent changes to SSH, even though SSH is currently running. And if you look, it says that SSH has been up for 9 minutes. So now I can go edit my SSH config file and then run sudo systemctl restart SSH. That will apply my most recent SSH config changes to my SSH server. And I'll go to status. And if we look under status, it's only been running for 11 seconds. So that means that my most recent changes are being applied to it. And you're not always going to want the full status output. Sometimes you just want a clear answer of if a service is active or not. And a pretty simple way to do that is to run sudo systemctl is-active, and then the service name, I'm going to do SSH, and I get just a clear active. And I can do the same for Apache. It's active. And to show you what it looks like if a service is stopped, so now I'll try, so I'll go back up there to my is active for Apache 2, and it tells me it's inactive because I just stopped it. So if I go back and I do systemctl status Apache 2, you may have noticed this enable option over here to the right. This means that the service will start automatically if the server was ever to restart. So for an example, right now the service is inactive, but I have it enabled. So if I was to reboot the server real quick, sudo reboot, and now thanks to the power of video editing, we're back to just started server. And as you can see, it's been up for less than a minute. If I was to go to my web browser and refresh the page, I get the Apache 2 default page this time. If you remember, before we restarted, the service was stopped. So how am I getting the Apache 2 page this time? Well, if I do sudo systemctl status Apache 2, I will see that it is now active. And it started itself and it restarted because I have enabled set. Now, depending on the distro you're using and what app you're installing, it may have enabled set by default. But if you install a new service and it's something critical that you want to be enabled whenever the server restarts, you need to go ahead and run systemctl enable. Now let's say you're setting up a server and it needs to be secure, or you may have certain apps that you only want to run when people are needing to use them, but you want them to be stopped when people are not using them. In that situation, you would just use the systemctl disable command. So if I do sudo systemctl disable Apache 2, hit enter, and then double check the status. Double check the status to make sure that it is in fact disabled. And to verify that, I'm going to go to the web browser. And it is currently running. So let me go back to the terminal and I'm going to restart my server. We're back to our server that has just been restarted. I'm going to hit W to confirm that it's up for less than a minute. And if we go back to our web browser, refresh the page, we're going to get an error message. And that's because we disabled the service. So we'll do sudo systemctl status Apache 2. If I can type my password right. and it says that it is disabled. So that means when we restarted this server, it did not start Apache 2 automatically on its own. But that is fine because you can still start this manually if this was something that you only wanted to be running when somebody actually needed it. So I can do sudo systemctl start Apache 2, hit enter, check the status to confirm that it's running now. Go back to my web browser, refresh the page, and I'm greeted by the Apache 2 default web page again. Command is going to be really useful if you ever need to see all the services on the system itself. You do sudo systemctl list -units space double hyphen type is equal to service, because we're looking at all the services on the system, and hit enter. And this shows everything systemd is currently managing on this server. This can be really useful if you're trying to troubleshoot a slow boot time, maybe an unknown service that is running. So some of the most common mistakes that I myself do all the time with the systemctl command is that most systemctl commands require you to be root or to use sudo in front of them. And I forget all the time to use sudo in front of it, as you just saw me do earlier in this video. The second thing that I do a lot is that I try to access the wrong service. A good rule of thumb is to first confirm the exact service that you're trying to manage with systemctl. And you can do that really simple. Simply before you ever start or stop a service, run sudo systemctl status, and then start typing the service name, in this case Apache, and use tab to autocomplete to see what your options are if you're not sure. And then you can pick the right service and use tab again to complete it and see the status of the service that you're wanting to edit with systemctl. And the third mistake that a lot of people make is seeing that enabled option and thinking it means that the service is running. Enable simply means that the service will start if the machine reboots. It does not mean that the service is currently running. To see if a machine is currently running, you need to look over here at active and see if it is active and running. And if it's not, you can simply do sudo systemctl start and then the service name. To give all this a real world feeling, a very common workflow that I find myself doing pretty much every day as a system admin is editing my SSH configuration. So I would do sudo vi etc ssh sshd config, hit enter, and then make whatever change I need to make in here. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to turn public key authentication on and tell it to go to the authorized key file. And then I'm going to hit escape, shift CC to save it. So now, right now, because SSHD is running, these changes are not being applied. So first, I'm going to do sudo systemctl status ssh to see if there's any errors. And then now I'll restart the service so that it will load the new config. And that again is sudo systemctl restart ssh. And then you have two options from here. I typically would go back up to status and make sure that it restarted. And again, look at the log file to see if there's any errors. But if you're in a hurry, you can simply see if it's started or not by doing systemctl is-active and then the service name, SSH in this case, and simply just see if it started back up or not. And this is the exact workflow used by me and other Linux system admins every single day. And once you master this pattern, systemctl becomes more predictable and simpler to use. And one tiny bonus command for this video is the systemctl list -unit -files space double hyphen type equals service. This will show you which services are enabled or disabled. It's a very simple way to start understanding how your system boots. And I misspelled that. That is list-unit-files type service. And again, this is which services are enabled or disabled on your system, and it can help you understand what's going on during your system boots. So on your own, work through these commands a few times, and they'll start to feel completely natural to you. And before you know it, it'll be second nature using Systemctl commands in your regular workflow. And so they may look complicated right now, but believe me, once you understand the basics, it becomes one of the simplest tools you're going to use on a daily basis as a system admin. If this video was helpful, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and leave a comment down below of how you use Systemctl today.